Yo, what's good, everybody? This is Dylan Talk Sports. My name is Dylan. In this video, what we're going to do is we're going to be discussing the Cleveland Browns versus the Denver Broncos game where the Cleveland Browns were defeated 12-29. This was an ugly game. It looked like we had some momentum in the early game. First half was a little slow in the first quarter. Second quarter, we started to get some momentum going. But then the third quarter, it looked like, okay, here we go. We're going to get back into this game. And then it's like a burning car just went straight to the river. DTR went down this game. The defense just sold most of the game. And our run game, for some reason, even though we were going up against the team that was ranked dead last in the entire league in run defense, for some reason we didn't want to run the ball that much. I don't understand that. So what I'm going to do in today's videos, I'm going to kind of go through, break the game down from my emotions from the first quarter to the fourth quarter all the way through, what my emotions were like. We're going to discuss why the Browns were not running the ball that much. We're going to discuss the way the Broncos were shredding our run defense. And then we're going to discuss a couple things that have to do with injuries, DTR possibly being down now for a couple games with concussion. Myles Garrett maybe is hurt. And then we're going to talk about Kevin Stefanski, the way how this man is just like an up and down roller coaster. Being 1 week he's good, 1 week he makes you question why the hell he's a head coach. But without further ado, if you're going to enjoy it, as always, make sure you do drop a like. And without further ado, let's get into it. So like I said, Browns 12, Broncos 29. This game was a little bit closer than the score indicates. In the fourth quarter, the game just got way out of hand. I mean, you can see right here, the fourth quarter, that's where the Broncos just start piling on. Like, I'll say this. In the first quarter, the Browns, they started off slow. The defense was not there. We knew DTR was going to be coming into his second, basically full, real start. That first game with the Ravens, I don't classify that as a start. That was just being thrown into the fire. His first real start against the Steelers, he played decent. In this game, I'm not going to lie. The fact that when he went down, we were all questioning and starting to fear of, crap, he's down. Now we got to go with PJ Walker. Now I kind of look at all the fans a couple weeks ago where they were all wanting PJ Walker to be starting. And now we're like sad that DTR is going down. So let me take you through my emotions. First quarter, like I said, it was slow. Early second quarter, it was slow. I was thinking to myself, this is very slow. The defense is struggling. Offense, you got to start picking up your pace. And that's what they did. In the second quarter, they started to do something that I think everybody questions why we didn't do it more. We ran the ball. That drive to go down and get a field goal in the second quarter, we ran the ball. That drive at the end of the half, we ran the ball. In the third quarter, whenever we went down the field and got that touchdown, sadly we didn't get the 2-point conversion. Amari Cooper, what the fuck are you doing? Catch the fucking ball. What did we do? We ran the ball. On our drives, we're ending up resulting in punts. What were we doing then? Oh, that's right. Go balls, seam routes, deep crossers, a lot of passing plays that they just were not working. I will say this, when it came to the pass plays that were working, our receivers wouldn't fucking catch the ball. We had a couple passes to David Njoku. There was one that he caught, and it was going to be a tough catch to make, but if he would have caught the ball, he was splitting defenders, and he would have just taken off right up the field. But in the third quarter, obviously, I already mentioned it, DTR did go down. When DTR went down, I think the whole team went down. Because he went down, PJ Walker came in, obviously the turnover happened that was just stupid to watch, and then from there, it was the touchdown. Our offense wasn't doing anything. Broncos got a field goal. And then from there, it was just straight downhill. Now, I kind of want to discuss a few kind of bright sides of this game before we go into all the negatives. Bright side number one, the wide receiver, Cedric Tillman, he fucking balled in this game. I realized I said we need to run the ball more, but in the times where we were throwing the ball, Cedric Tillman, he got 5 targets, got 4 catches, 55 yards. The dude was playing well, and for those of you who do not know, DTR and Cedric Tillman, they are high school teammates. They played high school football together. They went to high school together, so that chemistry was already kind of there for them, and it showed on the football field. They were connecting, they were getting ball moving down the field, not just to move the chain, but to go get 15, 20-yard gains. Over the weeks, we've been talking about we need somebody to step up. We have Amari Cooper. Elijah Moore has been very slow this whole season. David Njoku's looking like a number 1 tight end. We need somebody to step up as a number 2 receiver now that Donovan Peoples-Jones is gone. That's what Cedric Tillman needs to be now. And now he's slowly kind of getting developed better. And now here at the late point of the season, I'm hoping he can develop even better. And I think that was the kind of the plan for the Browns was when Donovan Peoples-Jones was traded, they knew they weren't going to be able to give him a contract. Cedric Tillman now is on a rookie contract, 4 years. They can now use Cedric Tillman as that number 2 receiver behind Amari Cooper now. Strong point number 2, the run game, when we used it. As I said in the intro, Denver was ranked number 32 in the league in run defense. 32 NFL teams, they're 32nd, meaning they are the worst rush defense in the league. And we run the ball 24 times for 107 yards. Like, I think Kevin Stefanski, he almost got kind of confused at times because he was trying to do all these like weird trick plays. And don't get me wrong, there was a few of the trick plays that I liked. The little end around to where it was going to be a fake to Dorian Thompson-Robinson, and then Kareem Hunt took it and went for like 10 yards. I like that. The 2-point conversion where it was like a fake handoff. Dorian Thompson-Robinson comes down, Harrison Bryant sits down, easy touchdown. I like those. But when they're trying to get super tricky with the run game and trying to do these end arounds, these double reverses, and clearly we saw the fumble, it's just stupid at this point. Like, for God's sakes, Kevin, the times where we ran the ball normally, like a halfback dive, inside zone, a trap, a halfback crack toss, anything like that, Jerome Ford or Kareem Hunt, they were putting in work. And that's why I didn't understand about the run game. We were doing well. Like I said, Jerome Ford, he did great. 9 carries, 65 yards. Mark Sanchez on the telecast, he was saying something is weird about the Browns. Jerome Ford has 9 carries, 65 yards, averaging 7.2 yards a carry, and that's like all he gets. I realize you want to like split the carries. You want to make sure their guys are always fresh. Okay, that's fine. But why between your 2 running backs, you're only giving them 16 carries, but you're throwing the ball 42 times? And don't give me any bullshit about, well, we started trailing in the 4th quarter, we had to come back. You stopped running the ball, like, I feel like in mid-3rd quarter. The second you started doing that end-around bullshit, when you could have just kept running the ball with the middle, you were only down 12-17. You weren't down by a country mile. You were only down 5 points. Like, the thing with Kevin Stefanski that doesn't make sense is other teams, when your star quarterback goes down, you're bringing in a backup. Something that some of these star coaches, like a Sean McVay, a Kyle Shanahan, hell, any creative offensive mind, LaFleur from Green Bay, when their star quarterback goes down and they got to put in a backup, they utilize the run game. They are going up the middle, whether it's a toss, a sweep, a stretch, a trap, a draw, a dive. Run the ball. You get a run game going because it helps your quarterback out, because then you can feed off the play action. And some people, Mark Sanchez was talking about that, and he was saying to run the ball. And I saw some Cleveland Browns people commenting on Twitter. If you don't follow me on Twitter, follow me, link in the description. But I saw some people commenting on Twitter saying, Mark Sanchez is stupid. Do you realize how you can get the run game to work? You start throwing the ball to open up the run game. You don't need to throw the ball when this Broncos defense already sucks at stopping the run. Like, there are multiple games this year where you can go check the stats for yourself. There are games where teams are literally just lining up 8 or 9 guys in the box for the Broncos, and they're just running up straight up the middle and still getting about 5 yards. And I guess I'll go to the last thing that was basically a good sign in this game. Dorian Thompson-Robinson, he played, I'm not going to lie, he played a good game. 14-29 doesn't look that good. But the thing is, a lot of those incompletions were because they tried to do a screen. He had to dirt the ball. Maybe it was a 3rd and long, and he had to try and just put something out there. Some of those throws that were incomplete, I give him that, because it's like, I'd rather him just dirt the ball or have a really bad pass and it go way off to the side or way inside going on the ground than being intercepted. He had his first career touchdown. Congratulations, DTR. No interceptions, no sacks. He was playing good. 73 passer rating. He had a good game. It's just sad to see that he went down because of a dirty ass hit, and I am saying dirty. Anybody that says that wasn't a dirty hit, last time I checked, launching yourself up to a quarterback, hitting him up around the head or neck area, that's going to be roughing the passer. And anybody that tries to say some bullshit about that's not roughing the passer, go read the NFL rulebook and then get back to me. Now let's get on to some of the bad things about this game. And boy, where do I start? Well, we already kind of discussed the run game, and let's go ahead and let's talk about Kevin Stefanski. Kevin Stefanski is the most questionable head coach I've ever seen. Because coming to this game, you have the stat, Denver Broncos ranked dead last in run defense, allowing about 160-something yards, 170 yards a game in rushing. Why are we only running the ball for 107 times, or 107 yards? And why are we running the ball for only 24 carries? Technically, 21 carries, because those other 3 carries were all just dumb end arounds. Like, looking at these stats, this Russell Wilson has the same stat as DTR, but then they ran the ball 39 times. Like, the way how you see Denver running the ball is what we usually expect out of Cleveland. What you see out of Cleveland running the ball is what we would have thought we would see in Denver. Like, I almost feel like, and one of the best sayings that I've heard a while back, and I think I've said it here on the channel before, Kevin Stefanski, the way he coaches, is like he sees the easy path right here. You have road A, you have road B. To the top of the mountain. Road A, there is nothing there. I can get up there very easily. Then there's road B, where there's lions and demons and mean people all over the road the whole entire way up there. You're going to have to fight your way through it. And he wants to always take road B. It's like, never do the easy thing. Never take the easy way up to the mountain. He always wants to take the hard road. And he goes in the locker room after a tough win. He's like, yeah, you guys love to fight, don't you? We love the tough wins. We love to be going against adversity. You guys might, but the fans, we hate the fuck out of it. The thing I'm going to say about Kevin Stefanski is, this is a bad loss, but somehow next week we're going to turn around and probably beat the Rams somehow. Cross fingers. But it's like like I said, the way how he coaches. This week he's stupid. Next week he'll probably pull some shit out of his ass that we're going to be like, there's a coach I know. Let's talk about the defense. The defense, in a way, I feel like sold on this game. Now, this defense can go in two different ways. Number one, they just played bad. Or number two, they were playing good-ish until about that third quarter where we did that stupid end around, fumble the ball. And the game was pretty much, I feel like, lost from there. And the defense just said, fuck this shit. We ain't winning now. When I look at the defense, the guys that showed up, JOK, he always shows up. That dude is a monster. Sione Takitaki played great. You're going to look at Greg Newsome here and you're going to say, wow, he got a good amount of tackles. He had a pass deflection. He played good. He played good in like the second half-ish. The first two drives, it was apparent that we were missing Denzel Ward. Denzel Ward did not play in this game. He had a shoulder injury. I don't know if he's going to play next week, but he was out for this game. Greg Newsome obviously got moved up to cornerback number 1. And it showed that Greg Newsome is better off being number 2 corner or being in the slot because he got burned on the first route. It was a very apparent... he was freaking out saying no pass interference. I saw some fans say no pass interference. I think it was pass interference. He got his head around just at the last second, but he did have his arms way up inside the guy's grill, trying to swat the ball away when the ball wasn't there. So that is PI. And then directly after that throw, I think it was either up directly after or 1 or 2 plays after, it looked like the receiver, I think it was Courtland Sutton, he goes up and he kind of fakes the outside, goes back inside. Greg Newsome thought he had inside leverage. Clearly he didn't. I think Grant Delpit was going with the post, and Sutton just went right across. He literally burned Newsome, went the whole entire way down to like the 5-yard line. Eventually the Broncos scored a touchdown. But it was like the entire defense was just not themselves. Myles Garrett was getting chipped, double teamed, triple teamed, running backs constantly hitting him, tight ends constantly hitting him. They were throwing everything they could at him. And somehow Myles Garrett was still always somewhere there in the backfield. There is some sad news with Myles Garrett that we will get into in just a moment. But the weird thing with the defense, and I can pretty much leave it off on this with the defense, the back end with the secondary, their thing is they can hold up for, I would say, about 3 to 4 seconds. Generally, rule of thumb in the NFL, a quarterback's clock in their internal mind when they're kind of stepping back, they're looking for a throw, 2.5, 3 seconds. After that, you're either about to get hit, or if you haven't been hit yet and you see a lane to run, get your ass out of there. And for our secondary, being able to hold up for at least like 4 seconds is pretty damn good. Which you would think about 4 seconds, maybe 3.5 at most. Try and hold them to hold the receivers covered up till then. Your front 4 or even front 5, if you're blitzing, should be able to take down the quarterback, correct? In this game, for some reason, we couldn't do shit, and it confuses me because Myles Garrett is getting double teamed. So you're gonna think, okay, probably the left tackle, the tight end, the guard. If you're getting triple teamed, that's 3 guys already over there. Somebody has to be one-on-one on that defensive line, and it seemed like there was always either Shelby Harris, Zadarius Smith, Ogbo, Okoronkwo, Dalvin Tomlinson. Somebody was one-on-one, and nobody was winning. Our pass lanes were fucked up. Our run lanes were fucked up. They kept on running that same exact, I think it was a trap run, where it's like they were calling an audible, they would flip it, and then they would come up there in the line, and they kept on saying the same thing every single time. Mark Sanchez on telecast, he kept on saying, he looked at the defense, and he said, look at these defensive linemen. They're wide. They're very wide right here. And the Broncos and Russell Wilson was identifying it, and he was just hammering it straight up the middle. And somehow throughout the entire game, we never adjusted. 2 more things I want to discuss. Last thing isn't really a big thing. This thing, we need to discuss the injuries. Holy fuck, what is going on? Myles Garrett said he heard a pop in his shoulder. He might be down next week for all we know. We'll see how that goes. Juan Thornhill, he was out for a few games. He, I think, was injured in this game. Martin Emerson was hurt in this game. Don't know what's happening there. Greg Newsome, he was hurt there a couple weeks ago. He came back here a few weeks ago. I heard he's going to be a little bit hurt up after this game. Denzel Ward was out of this game. Anthony Walker's been hurt. Can we just stay healthy for 1 game? And like, holy hell, that's just the defense. We're not even mentioning Deshaun Watson being out for the entire season. Nick Chubb being out for the entire season. Dorian Thompson-Robinson might be out next week with being concussion protocol now. Both our offensive linemen are tackles. Jed Wills is still on IR. Jack Conklin out for the season. DeJuan Jones has been hurt still. Our backup tackle, meaning we've had to have Jerron Christian and James Hudson rotating in the tackle spots. And the icing on the fucking cake, Amari Cooper gets hurt in that game from a hit that I think was unnecessary. But looking at the replay, he's going to try and push him down if he caught the ball. But yeah, I think it was a little bit dirty hit. It just feels like every single time we get 1 guy back, 3 more go down. And the thing that's scaring me with these injuries is, if you would have told me before the season started that Joe Flacco and PJ Walker was going to be our Lord and Saviors at the quarterback position going forward, I would have looked at you and told you, you need to go lay down, take a nap, because you are fucking high. And somehow it's starting to look like that, because Deshaun Watson's done. PJ Walker is now having to be our guy until we figure out what's going on with DTR, if he's going to be out for next week with a concussion. And Joe Flacco is going to have to probably suit up next week to be our backup. Other than that, I'm going to kind of wrap it up there. To give a full kind of recap of the entire game of what we need to do moving forward, our run defense needs to get better. We've been saying it for a couple weeks. It needs to get better. We desperately need to get healthy. We play the Rams next week. That is not an easy challenge. That's going to be a tough task to do. I don't know how we're going to win that game with how many injuries we have. We just got to find a way to get healthy over these next few weeks. If we can get a win next week, even with these injuries, and then come home and still continue to get healthy, I'd be feeling more confident. But right now, it's looking rough. Other than that, I'm going to wrap it up there. Hopefully you guys did go on to enjoy today's video. If you did enjoy today's video and you're a Cleveland Browns fan and you want to go and drop a big fat like on today's video, be much appreciated. If you wanted to watch the entire today's video, thank you very much, and you're a Cleveland Browns fan like myself, and maybe I missed a detail in this video of the Cleveland Browns game, you want to leave your opinion on kind of how the whole game went down in the comment section down below. Feel free to do so. Leave your opinion on kind of how the game went if you're pissed off about it like I am as well. Like I said, if you're a fan of the content and you want to go ahead and hit that big red subscribe button, feel free to do so, and do not forget to hit that little notification bell to be notified the second I post. But without further ado, this has been Don't Talk Sports. Have a great day. Peace.